Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Just to remind everybody that language usage and content that we provide here may be disturbing, disgusting, probably will be and should be. Words like bloody custard and words that rhyme with that may be featured. Actually will be featured. In fact, perhaps will only be featured. Just warning you.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All right, special episode with the Geekfruit. And let's hear them on the mic for the first time. Jishnu, say hello.
Hello.
That's Jishnu, 7.5. Tejas.
Hi everyone.
9 on Wednesday. 2 young boys, and they're going to entertain us on a show called The Geekfruit, which is later. For now, it's Cyrus Says.
Cyrus Says we have other shows too. You should check them out.
Hi, I'm Amit Gulbaksani.
I'm Purva Mehra.
And I'm Pranoti Datta. And we're from a city website called The Daily Pow. And we have a new podcast called The Powcast. So you can listen to us on the IndusVox SoundCloud page as well as iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Lesson for the day, it's called Cyrus Says, of course. And lesson for the day is Indians and queues. How many times I have to tell you people out there, please maintain distance. Don't violate proximity. When you're standing in a queue, and what I don't get, it's business line. Jet Airways, one of the greatest airlines the world has ever seen, as far as I'm concerned, because that's all they put us on. But Jet Airways, business class, you're going there, it's 6:30 in the morning. Why do you have to touch me? Don't touch me. Just stand a little away. Come on, there are 8 people in the line. We're total of 8 people. We don't have to meet each other, make love. Just do your thing. Wait, just a meter away. Just don't touch me. All I'm saying is don't, and this is very rare for Indians to actually say this because many people say touch me, but I'm saying don't touch me. So please, when you're in a line, don't touch. Alright? If you want to be touched, the person will tell you, I'm waiting in line, I got 15 minutes to go, can you touch me? Just to kill time. If he says that, touch him. Otherwise, don't touch him. Alright, love and peace when we return.
And that's what Cyrus Says.
All right, winging it here on a show called Cyrus Says with 2 young men who are going to take India forward. No, they're not pilots, don't have battle tanks. But this is Jishnu and Tejas, and they've got their own podcast, which is called
The Geekfruit Podcast.
The Geekfruit Podcast.
What he said. Yeah.
There you go. That's Greek without the R for some reason. I don't know. Maybe the country's sinking and the podcast has decided to abandon ship.
No, it's a geek thing. Like I'm sure you know what a geek is.
Look, listen, I was born in 1971. There was no Bangladesh.
Wow.
Remember where I come from.
See, but that's trivia.
And this whole geek word, in any case, I know people who say they're geeks, but they just look like me.
Well, you know Freaks and Geeks, right? You know the 90s Judd Apatow show? No.
Why don't you give us a lesson? Come on. Because people listening to my podcast, they can barely hear. They're that old. All right, they have to come closer, auntie. Listen carefully to what Tejas and Jishnu have to say.
I don't know. When we were growing up, I think a lot of people confuse the word geek and nerd, and for people who really study
and they're 2 different things. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Sure. I mean, in school, being a nerd was like studying really hard and mugging up. And our Indian system, it's just about mugging up the.
So 30% of the class were nerds.
Yeah, for sure.
They may not remain nerds, but they were nerds.
Yeah, for sure. At least until they board exams are over, etc.
Fair enough. So now what's the differentiation? Now we come to geek.
So the other 70%.
What are you saying?
Well, not really. But the people who weren't really interested in studies and got more into things like pop culture, Star Wars, Star Trek.
Oh, then I'm a geek.
For sure.
There you go.
Exactly.
What do you think I was interested in studies?
But then 1 second, we should really we should quiz you to see if you're part of it.
But I'm a has-been geek. So we're a different tribe.
Once a geek, always a geek.
You think?
Yeah, because I think
so,
the point of a geek is that it's somebody that has a deep driving passion about something or the other. It could be literally anything under the sun. It could be a geek about sport, which you would traditionally call a jock, right? You'd still a geek about something. You might know
I thought that's Bengali for Jack, Mr. Guha. Jock and Jill. They went up the hill. Yeah.
And Jishnu is Bengali, so.
I know. I picked that up. But I just want to quickly understand this. So you're a geek if you're the alternate guy. You like everything else. You don't look at the study thing, right?
Right. You don't look at the stuff that you're necessarily
paid
for
a minute.
to.
Just
what society has told you to pay attention to.
Writing into magazines, reading other books, things like that, finding other passions. Yeah. So then most of us are geeks.
But then let's specify a little further also.
Yeah, so there's a caste system. This is what I hate about our country. The geeks have a caste system and you are the Brahmins and I'm at the bottom.
And with Cyrus, within the geek sphere of things,
you look down at each other.
No, I don't know. But there are different sects,
have you heard of South Africa, man?
No, let's not go there. Yeah, that's not.
So as a geek, explain.
Yeah, so I'll take the simplest battle between 2 sects. One is the Trek fans and the Wars fans. Mm-hmm. So there's Star Wars fans and Star Star Trek fans.
And I know William Shatner when he had a 32-inch waist.
Yeah.
So, my God, guys, you have no idea.
Yeah, but
just by virtue of you knowing William Shatner,
yeah.
There you go.
Leonard Nimoy, I have his
Oh my
poetry.
God, yes, he just passed away.
And my friend Rajiv has his ears. I know. Not Rajiv, but Leonard passed away.
Yeah.
But
Nobody has his ears.
we used to call him Spock because if he looked out of the window, he stopped traffic. Not Leonard, because that was a put-on set of ears, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was prosthetic, yes.
Have you guys ever seen the old Star Treks, the one from the 80s?
Of course, the 60s.
Yeah, of course.
The 60s.
With the bad lasers and stun guns and all. I mean,
Wait, you're talking about the William Shatner series? The
original series. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What's his name? Huckleberry? Isn't it Huckleberry?
What?
The producer?
Gene Roddenberry.
It had to be a berry. It wasn't Chuck Berry because I know my rock and roll, so it had to be a Roddenberry.
Okay,
Look at the way they corrected me. Look at the contempt. Look at the anguish. Both
just like
across.
looking at Cyrus and like,
Star Trek. I am somebody. So you guys are Star Wars, right?
I am more recently a bigger fan of. I'm not a bigger fan of Star Trek over Wars, but I've warmed up to Wars after J.J. Abrams' movies.
Baldy from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. You talking about him?
Patrick Stewart. Yeah.
I love that. I grew up on the Next Generation.
So you like him?
Yeah.
I like him because
I found him like an uncle from Leopold who touched me once. He looks exactly like that guy.
So you're all about the touch.
Yeah, well, these things happen. So I have a problem.
So there is a good touch and a bad touch also then.
Well, now I don't mind it, but then I did. So coming back, so you like the first, what's it called? The new generation?
The next generation.
God,
that was in the 90s. Actually, that's because when we were born in the
89.
Technically,
awkward pause as Cyrus hangs his head in shame.
This age difference.
Please blame my parents. I told them to procreate, but it took a long time. Alright, so now we've understood that geeks are basically everybody from the generation who likes different things.
So particularly we love like science fiction, fantasy, things like that.
Oh, so you have to be into sci-fi to be a geek, is that?
No. Well, in terms of what we are talking about and what we are, making our podcast
Geekfruit,
about on Geekfruit, with everything that is in our realm, it's all about science fiction and fantasy specifically. So that's how we're interpreting the phrase.
And at least the lines are slightly blurred.
Okay, but what are the rules? Like, do I have to wear like short pants, long pants? He's got a sweater. Are there any clothes rules, for example, to be a geek?
Not really.
The only geek is you have to give a damn about stuff that actually doesn't really. In the long run,
is there a look? Like if you're a Lokanwala stud model, you have a look where you lean on one hip and you have tight clothes.
I think we welcome geeks that are a little left of center and that you are
You're a
traditional
Bengali.
nerd.
You didn't have to tell me that. The stereotype once again.
Oh God.
I will take you, but you must be left of center. Because after all, we have our roots. Fair enough.
But yeah, you can be literally anybody under the sun so long as you actually, give it
Okay, I'll just put out 5-6 celebrities. Are they geeks or not? Just tell me. Hrithik Roshan, is he a geek?
No, he made Krish, so definitely not.
Oh, blow.
Boom.
Leonardo DiCaprio, is he a geek?
I think so, because he was vying for the role of Tony Stark a while ago, so maybe.
Was he vying for it, or did somebody say, hey?
But that's an acting job. Come on. Doesn't mean he likes the character.
But then,
but he has to live that life.
Yeah, but it's money and what's good for your career.
But then you're going to get millions of annoying geeks like us going up to you at every opportunity we can.
I know. It's true. And Robert Downey Jr. has risen to the occasion, so that's great.
He owns it.
Well put, pun intended. But no, I was just thinking Iron Man in India, the guy who does your history. I mean, it's the worst superhero in India. I'm like the lowest caste. Superman, sab kuch hai.
But where would we be without the dhobi?
There, you're right. What do we call him? The clothes man.
Washerman.
There you go. Okay, let me try 3 or 4 more. Can women be geeks? Sorry.
Of course
they can. No, they can. And it remains geek, not geeker, geekess.
No.
I don't know.
But now that you mentioned it, geek is a geek, yeah.
Geek is a geek. Okay, is Priyanka Chopra a geek?
Ooh, tough one.
Is Sania Mirza a geek?
I don't know. Sania Mirza.
I don't know.
She tweets all the time. Saina Nehwal a geek? Geeta Fogart from the Wrestling Federation a geek?
Wow, no.
You guys don't know your sport, huh?
Hey, we do things, other things. We know some sport, okay, come on.
Your sport is different. Yes, fair enough.
You can ask us about musicians because we're both into music as well.
Oh, okay, but my musicians are all dead. Was Mozart a geek?
Mozart was
a big geek
super geek.
Classical music.
Yeah. He was a nerd because that's all he did.
Was John Lennon a geek? Was the King a geek? He liked the ladies.
The King. I think so. Yeah, he was.
Probably a geek.
He definitely was.
He liked things.
He was a collector of
He would indulge himself.
Badges and all strange things.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes him geek? Interesting.
For sure.
Okay, let's look at modern guys. But the thing is, I don't know the names of any modern singers. I mean, is Anuradha Paudwal a geek?
No.
Is Altaf Raja a geek?
Dude, I love Altaf Raja.
Himesh Reshammiya, is he a geek? Tushar, you're a musician. We'll come to that a little later. But are they geeks? Give me
I don't think so. Altaf Raja.
Name me an Indian geek who's a famous musician.
Who's a famous musician?
And don't tell me Zubin Mehta.
I don't know, man. This is so hard. We're trying to create a new generation,
younger guys.
Right?
Shan, somebody like that.
Maybe
Sonu Nigam, he's always on the phone. Does that count?
No, I met him. I don't think he's a geek.
So come on, what are the rockers?
That's the thing about being a geek.
Uday Benegal, that type.
I think Uday Benegal definitely is.
He's got a strange hairstyle, that's for sure. He's got this one lone ponytail, which is...
Are you sure? Wait, no, wrong Benegal.
No, the other one doesn't have hair.
Yeah, that's the Benegal. That's the one.
He's still got hair and he's kept that ponytail. I know Uday is a South Bombay boy, guys.
We meet Uday quite regularly.
Yeah, because he's moved, he's switched to your side, but the fact of the matter is...
He's in Bandra.
True, but he grew up in this side, no? I'm from the 80s Rock Machine.
I know.
Have you ever heard the name Rock Bloody Machine? Okay, so become Indus freaking Creed.
I love Indus Creed.
What the hell? How can Rock Machine become Indus Creed? Talk about going back to the Vedas. Where did that come from?
But it's like a ethnical name.
Yeah. It worked abroad apparently. And there were 3 concerts in Portugal which were sold out, and then they came back and fractured. It was the Beatles story all over again.
What, really?
Fought over a woman.
I didn't know they did.
From Japan.
You know so much
Didn't they play England like a couple of years ago or something? Didn't they do like some...
What do you mean they play England? This is not the Bee Gees. They played England, yes. They went to this Punjabi guy in Southall's bar and they played it.
They played in Hounslow. Yeah,
something like that. There you go. All right.
Wow.
So we learned nothing so far. I gotta tell you guys, you've given us absolutely nothing.
So what we're trying to do with this thing is actually create a new breed of, maybe younger musicians or, just generally people. You don't have to, you can be anything and you can also be a geek.
By the face of it, a musician qualifies as half a geek because he's got a big passion. Is that it?
I think so.
Would a politician be a geek? Is Rahul Gandhi a geek?
Well, he's doing something with that.
He's geek about something. We're all geeks about something.
Is Namoji a geek?
We're all geeks about something.
The internet. No?
Oh God, this is a tough
scared.
one.
You're scared.
I'm not scared. I don't think he's a geek though, because he would do something about minorities.
Kunal, the Bengali in you disappoints me. You had a moment there to go somewhere else and you said nothing. I think we're going to have to take a break and when we come back we'll talk football. Let me find out more about you. You'll be the only guy in Cal who doesn't like football. Come on. Wait, take a break. We'll come back.
Cyrus says, stop picking your nose. Listen to this ad.
Now, if you want to listen to some brilliant indie music from all over the country, it's really simple. You can find me on Made in India. That's madeinindia.in. My name is May, and it's spelled M-A-E-D. Now, I've had some great artists on the show, including the likes of Nikhil D'Souza, The Cognac Net, Last Remaining Light, Tejas Menon, The Other People, Alicia Pays, Lakshmi Baum, Vasudha Sharma, Ankur Tiwari, and so many more. Now, if you want to subscribe, you can go to iTunes or Stitcher or your favorite podcast app, or you can find me on my website. That's madeinindia.in. That's M-A-E-D, or on Twitter and Facebook on Made in India.
Welcome back. We're with the Geekfruit. And no, it's not Simon and Garfunkel, although they can harmonize and they will soon. But we're discussing their new podcast, which is already out. It's called the Geekfruit. And now, in a nutshell, basically you're going to look at all the things that are happening in the tech world, in the music world, in the glamour world. Is that right?
Not really. We kind of focus on, but yeah, we know. Let's do.
Thank God for my right research team here, which is you guys, by the way.
Let's do like movies for sure. You watch movies.
Look at the way he says it, condescending man.
I was like a full stop at the end of it.
Can you see, old man? Uncle, can you see in front? How many fingers? Yeah, I have 2 young kids, so my life is different.
Let's do that. Oh, I'm sure they're geeks. I'm sure they're into
They're geeks. They make fun of me. That's a mouse, Dad. Just move. So
but the animal or the tech thing?
Well, we have both. Ours is a collective. It's a community. We all live together. But because of that, I don't have control over TV. Is what I'm saying. I can't even watch the cricket. I like to watch cricket or football. I can't. It's difficult. My son only watches Liverpool, so we can only watch Liverpool. And if they lose, there's superstitions involved, so I can't look at the TV because because you look at the TV, they lost. I won't get into that. Jishnu, are you a fan of football?
I have watched the game.
You are a disgrace to the Bengali race. You know that, right? You've been told that.
He's just been disappointing them continuously today.
Yes. I'm shattered completely. All right, so now you speak. You asked me about movies. I just on my control.
What kind of movies do you watch? Actually,
the last movie I saw was there was this. It was adult, erotic, and it was on the phone, and it was 9 minutes.
Oh God!
It involved a woman and 3 men.
I'm not sure if it qualifies as a movie anymore.
It was in German, so I can't tell you everything.
More of a clip.
More of a
but you know, 9 is no in German, and ja is yes. Just saying. That's what I picked up by and large.
Yeah, we got that bit.
But I've seen all the superhero films you'll end up seeing. The Captain America.
I just want to know, this would be great.
But and I like watching. I love comics. Okay, so that part is we're
okay,
cool.
Perfect.
There.
Good jumping off point.
Jumping off point, but the comics movies come to the same thing. The superhero collection, I'm big with.
So tell us what, let us quiz you now.
Which one have you seen?
God, it's like interrogation. And if I say the wrong thing,
yeah, you lose.
Well, you just said the right thing.
I grew up on, again, this grew up is boring me to death. But I like my Batmans. I like the darkness of the Batman.
Sure.
Okay. And they get darker and darker. Even the lighting gets darker. So I think I'm going to just shoot him in a cave in the next one. He's just never going to leave. It's just going to be like almost black, the whole thing.
But did you watch the trailer for the new one?
I also like the TV serial on it. Which
the Adam West one.
Gotham. The pre-Batman.
Adam West, like the purple Batman.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the
new one. The Gotham.
You're talking about the
yeah, so we watched that.
Adam West Batman?
Adam West. Did you watch?
Yeah. He reminds me of Shaktiman in India, where the clothes don't fit the actor.
Yes.
And so, for me, but whatever. For their time, they were.
That was classic. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Star Trek. Yeah. You can see that some of them out of shape, and beaming up doesn't really happen all the time. 4 takes because this guy's too fat, but whatever. So coming back, so I like all the superheroes, but my favorite superhero will have to be Spider-Man.
Right.
And not because of the modern. I like the cheekiness, irreverence of Spider-Man, which Stanley brought in, which is something that I empathize with as a young boy.
That's the thing for me as
and
well.
I like his cheekiness and the fact that he doesn't win all the time. He's like most of the time.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So he's the everyman in many ways.
Are you excited for the new?
And his superpowers are controllable in many ways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are you excited about the new one that's coming out?
The actor, So
the last few
you build a rapport with the actor.
But the thing is, like right now, actually, I read this morning, read an article about this that apparently that they're going to try and have him be even more innocent and naive than they've ever had him, because they're going to focus him on being a teenager in high school. Like he's going to be far more of a kid than he's ever been. So that could go anywhere.
So my thing is that same. So Cyrus, well done. Lots of points.
For me, he's far more cheeky than the Tobey Maguire. Let's go back a little bit.
I was not a fan of the Maguire ones.
The Tobey Maguire one makes him to be one syllable, monosyllable, quiet, too goody. If you look at the way he talks in the comics in the 80s and 90s, which I would read, he was in your face a lot of times also. It's just that he wouldn't win, but he had a certain cheekiness about him.
For sure,
But he was your everyman. He was a small build guy, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a jock in the school, but he would give it back. So I like that element which they removed. They made him just this one-dimensional goody guy who's always at the back of the line, who's pushed by the bullies in the class.
It was very boring.
It was very boring. I thought they had to mix it up a little bit. He has to represent us, because maybe he doesn't win, but he at least has the spirit of the Spider-Man, which is he's got that New York spirit about him. Which I like.
Yeah,
I just want to point out.
I think I'm a geek now.
By the way,
I've crossed into the world. My legs are in.
You're like said Stanley. You dropped the whole.
Jerry Lewis, Joe Shuster. I remember all these buggers. Can I say
Jerry
buggers?
Siegel.
Is it Jerry Siegel?
Yeah.
Is it Stanley Superman written by Jerry Lewis?
Jerry Lewis.
Sorry, Jerry Lewis. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster.
Joe Shuster. Yeah.
Correct. There you go. Anyway, coming back, 1938. Am I right?
1938.
First comic.
I think so.
No, don't talk.
Well done.
I'm old.
Well done.
Yeah. So coming back, Spider-Man is my favorite. Having said that,
there you go.
Okay.
To some extent, I like Hulk when you come to the Stanley, the Marvel comics.
Sure.
Because again, he's this
loner,
and you can understand him, and I just love the rage, man. I think you all want to be that one day when you have a problem and you want to just be that, just destroy everything.
So that's the same thing. I love Spider-Man as well.
I love bodybuilding, so Lou Ferrigno was one of my favorites.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that was a good series.
Well done.
6'5", 270 pounds, should have beaten Arnold in the 7th Olympia 1980, but unfortunately, because of cheating and other reasons, they gave it back to this man who retired 5 years ago and came back to win the Olympia. But you're not interested in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to point at Jishnu.
Arguably one of the worst actors the world has ever seen. If they keep putting him back in the Americans like doing that, putting in a tokenism of a new Hulk, and you have the old guy.
Yeah.
Or if you've seen Cape Fear, you'll see Robert Mitchum come back and the background and all that. So anyway, Hulk is good. But Spidey is my guy.
Awesome. I think I've kind of grown out of.
But I never liked Superman. He was too good.
I really don't like Superman at all.
Yeah, we can be honest. Let's be
like
racist. Superman sucks.
I really don't like Superman.
Suck.
He likes him.
I keep defending Superman to everybody.
He's so one-dimensional.
He's not one-dimensional
like that. And he's got too many powers.
There's no gravity.
Where's the humanity? I like Brian Lara. Why do I like Brian Lara? Because he's a flawed genius. You see?
Definitely.
You can have your Indian batsmen who are like machines, but you have a West Indian with the flamboyance and the flawed genius, and that's what gets you. Sorry, brother.
No, but Brian Lara, man, I love Brian Lara's cricket, the 96 game.
I would want to point that out.
In literary terms, I like Oscar Wilde over Bernard Shaw, because again, flawed genius. The human
also, he has
flaws.
a cooler name.
He's a crazier man. He's just a crazier guy with a crazier life.
Yes.
And more drama.
Whose comic book would you rather read? Would you rather read a Brian Lara comic book or an Oscar Wilde comic book?
Oh, that's a tough one. I know Oscar Wilde for sure. I just want to watch Brian Lara bat on the offside. That's another story.
Hey, but wait, I was back to defending Superman here. This is so sad.
So our problem is, I don't know, maybe Jishnu is another thing, but for me, I just find that he's infallible.
Yeah,
irritating.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like the Spidey. The Spidey, he represents us.
Sure,
he's fighting a battle as a normal guy.
I love Spider-Man as well, but
and he almost always loses, which is the reality. You can tell the kids the truth. They'll be like, I want to be Superman. Son, there's no Superman. There's no such thing. But, there's no Superman. Life sucks.
I'll tell you what, Superman, until maybe like the 90s, he had this whole thing, right? Like the infallible, like he's the best, truth, man. There's a lot of propaganda also involved in that. But like what Superman really is about now is about the fact that he's an alien and he's a loner. He's also
he's Mexican.
Yes, he's an immigrant.
Is that what you're saying?
He's
Republicans come to power. Superman, Mexican. Hey, Clark, who's no?
There is a story, by the way, which has that there's an off-world
Mexican,
a Mexican Spider-Man, who grows up he lands in Mexico instead. Like there's different alternate versions of it. But wait, I'm back to defending Superman. This is important, okay? Because nobody does. I feel like it's my right as a geek to do this.
But is he your number one hero?
No, he's not my number one hero.
Who's your number one hero?
It's difficult, man. I used to love Spider-Man growing up, just like,
But then why do you lose interest in Spider-Man? Why did you leave our team, bro?
I'll tell you why. Because they kept keeping him back in high school, and every time he had to progress to
Peter Parker as a teacher. So the story doesn't go ahead in terms of time.
So I've grown out of it.
That's like the Indian government. I mean, why are you worried about that? That's not an issue.
Yeah, so
back to Soup.
Yeah, back to Superman. So I mean, like the thing about Superman is that he's an alien, okay, and nobody will ever understand what he's going through because he's the last man of his race.
So Tejas' story is different. His empathy level is that I always felt outside the bubble with everybody else. There was nobody.
Let's not psychoanalyze me.
No friend held him to his bosom and said, "You're one of us." He's always felt as an outsider. Okay, now I understand your story.
Yeah, but like that is the story of Superman. No one will ever understand, how he's the last person from his planet.
It's like nobody ever understands. Yeah, it's too simple. So nobody ever understands somebody that
and there have been some great runs.
A 4-year-old wrote Superman, a 19-year-old wrote Spider-Man. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the difference.
I think in terms of what you were talking about earlier, like him being like an ideal, I think Captain America is a better written Superman.
I like Captain America.
In that he's a super soldier, he's got all these superpowers, but he's fallible.
Very fallible.
Superman is infallible other than like one thing. You can get Captain America within 20 different ways or 20 different weaknesses. But Superman is ultimately...
You guys are only talking about physical weaknesses, and that's sad. Because what if there was somebody like...
By the way, they tried to captain Syria, but that didn't work out. They tried that also. There was an idea in the pipeline. Sadly, not doing well.
Wow, difficult topic to go through.
Your Superman argument is not doing well here.
I'm just saying, I've read a lot of Superman.
Now be honest. How many of y'all really like Robin?
I love Robin. Which one though?
Not Robin the actor, Robin the character. No?
Yeah,
he intrigues me.
Yeah,
he intrigues because he's in Batman's shadow.
Yeah.
How
can he like Batman if he's always the second guy?
So that's what happens.
Like Bruce Lee playing Kato in the Green Hornet.
I love Kato.
I like Kato in the Pink Panther, which is a different story altogether.
Yeah, that's another surprise attack.
Did you see the set Green Hornet? Did you see the set the one that came out like 10 years ago?
Did not say that. It's just a new vision. I've seen some of the old visions with the real Bruce Lee.
With Bruce Lee,
with Bruce Lee, of course. But
I actually like the Green Hornet. A lot of people didn't.
I liked the show. I hated the movie that came out.
The dated Green Hornet, which made him famous, or the
one that made him famous. The one that made him famous.
No, I like both. I like.
And if you like Adam West's Batman, that's okay because everything is
it's all
relative.
Sure.
Perspective is important.
No, very important.
It's like when you see really old women in bikinis and say, "Wait a minute, she must have been really pretty." I mean, it's not a sexist comment, but it's true. You have to appreciate things from a certain angle.
We'll refrain from
really old men in bikinis. Another story altogether. Oh, I'm part of that tribe, so we'll get to that.
God.
Back to...
I can't remember. See, this is the problem of being
Robin.
Yeah, so there are many Robins. Okay.
So I got a question to you. What happened to Batman and Robin when they got run over by a steamroller?
Flatman and Ribbon.
Yes! You know everything!
This is a classic joke.
They know everything! You'll get the prize. Go on.
Thank you. No, but they're different Robins. The one which
you're
talking
about...
Be
complex. Oh, you're talking about the film Robins?
No, the one...
Like Nightwing and all that?
Nightwing, yeah. So that's the one which was in Batman's shadow. And then he has an argument with Batman. He leaves.
Well, the alter ego.
Yes, and then he leaves, and that's the only iteration of Robin where Robin is actually in Batman's shadow. Then the rest of the Robins have a completely different
Why
story.
Why have they removed Robin from the sequels that are coming out in the last few years of Batman?
Because I think Robin has been viewed consistently as a very camp, very Adam West kind of, and the realistic kind of tone that they're taking with like.
But there's a dynamic of the dynamic
I love it.
duo,
See, that's so important.
Killed.
I think Robin has had the same reputation that Ant-Man has had. had in that he's always been like the joke, the butt of every comic book joke. He's like, oh, you're like Robin, oh, you're like Ant-Man, you're like this.
But that's for people who don't really like the comic.
Right, no, but the thing is, I think, see, they took like 10 years of doing the Marvel MCU, and finally they said, we're going to put Ant-Man out because we've built up enough of a universe around within which if we put Ant-Man in now, with the perspective of all these other guys like Iron Man and Cap and all these folks, he can have some credibility.
Yeah,
so I think Robin can come in now in the DC universe because actually...
And they have, like, I mean, he's been introduced in some way.
There's a shot in the trailer.
Robin is dead.
In the Batman,
dead,
yeah, but so the thing is, he's mentioned, so he's alive. So maybe he's not going to be Dick Grayson. He might be one of the other incarnations of him.
Back in the day when we had Michael
Keaton didn't have a Robin, but Val Kilmer did.
Val Kilmer had it. There you
Chris
go.
O'Donnell.
Yeah. So Chris O'Donnell became famous with the character as well.
And that's it. And then after that, he stopped being famous.
He's done big great films after that. But for what it's worth, then I think it worked. I just think they should have looked at that from a comic point of view.
But he was a very annoying Robin. Like, I don't know. I mean, Batman Forever, let me make this abundantly clear, is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I'll tell you the problem with the whole thing. Robin has to remain much younger. Okay, once that happens, then there's no competition.
I think what they have...
like mentor and prodigy.
So Robin is what Spider-Man is going to be in the MCU now. Spider-Man is going to be with Captain Man and Iron Man. Okay.
Captain America. Captain Man is our boss. Hey, Captain Man, come here. It's Brandon. Let me just correct you. Ant-Man, if that is true, then it's your uncle. Because Ant and Man...
No, let's not. We love bad jokes.
All right, there you go. I leave the room. Robin is punished. Robin not talk now. Robin keep quiet for 10 minutes. All right. So, So I think when we all like Robin back, I think that's what we're trying to say.
I think it's an important component in the Batman saga for sure.
How did they decide that? Did they take the rights from the comics and just change things around?
No, they don't have to. They're making the movie under the DC banner, which owns all the creative rights anyway. So
all right, let's talk about Indians now that you mentioned it. What about Indian comics? Have you guys read Bahadur?
I've not read Bahadur.
You've not read Bahadur?
No.
Get out.
Wow.
Get out. Please. Desi, bro. Come on. Back to khaki, man.
You need to come on our show and then tell us about more Indian comics, because that's actually a big
part. And Bella? You know Bella and Bahadur? Come on, mate.
Wait. Okay, so out of all of those, we have read Chacha Chaudhary.
That's okay.
Hey, whoa. Hey.
Vikram or Vital is also comic there. I mean, where do we draw the line here?
Doga.
Yeah, Chanda Mama is full of comics.
Not Chanda Mama. Yeah. No, but like Doga is like legit. I thought this guy was gonna make a movie about Anurag Kashyap.
I don't know. Depends on what he's having. It's difficult to say. So I can't answer that question. I have to ask the waiter that.
Right.
All right. No, but coming back to Indian comics, so in my again the era well before world was invented, we had Mandrake the Magician.
Yeah,
of course, Lee Falk.
Falk, yeah.
I love Phantom. By the way, Phantom goes in my top 5. Huh?
Awesome.
Phantom is in my top 5.
I love
that. Down. Because there was lovely these idioms which come in. Phantom gentler than the gentlest lamb.
Oh yeah.
But mightier than the mightiest wolf.
Yeah, and he had a great supporting cast as well. Like all his dolphin and his horse was called Hero.
Hero,
Devil.
And the best argument is the dog's not on the bar. He's not a dog. He's a wolf. There's no
exactly,
repartee.
Yeah.
There's no repartee. He's like, he's a wolf. All right, one beer then.
You know what? The other really cool thing about Phantom is like he's called the Ghost Who Walks.
The Ghost Who Walks.
Yeah, and apparently why he is because he can't die is because it's just his kids.
But 22nd Phantom.
Yeah, like...
So 440 years of Phantom.
Yeah. They've been like... Every Phantom is like the kid of the... But I was just wondering, what happens if he doesn't have a boy?
Hey, don't fork with Lee, alright? It's got it all planned. Just figure it out.
It was a good story.
But again, see, Phantom is fallible. Phantom loses a lot also. Phantom is alone.
Yeah. He has that bird.
Aliens. He's an alien in many ways. He's this white man who lands up in this West African coast. He goes into this, this whole pygmy culture and the Bandar Log and all these things. And then he comes out and he defeats his enemies and in a realistic way. All right, with the horse and the dog and the guns and the mark. I love the mark.
The mark
of Zorro.
It's almost like
I love that.
Did you watch the movie with Billy Zane?
Yeah, I watched the movie.
It was terrible.
I watched it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a little too convoluted and too much.
How come they never make a Mandrake movie? That's the Stephen
because magicians never tell. No, they can't. You don't know.
They're making a Doctor Strange movie.
I'm not going to think about it. I know my comics. Commandos. Do you read Commandos?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
Do you read the Western comics?
No,
the Cowboys. Two-gun kid? No. What the hell? You don't read enough, you guys.
Maybe
go back and read. Thought you were the big shots. And the Commandos, do you remember how they always have Hitler? When you go hail Hitler, he goes hail myself in his thinking blurb.
Oh, no.
One of the running gags in Commando comics, when Hitler appears, so supposing the guy, Colonel Schmeiler is going, Heil Hitler! And then Hitler puts a half hand up, like couldn't be bothered, but a half hand, like a tired lapdog. And then in his thought bubble, it's always Heil myself, which I I just love that megalomaniac stupidity that they always have him healing himself in his mind.
Wow, no, sorry, I don't know. I've not read that much of like maybe your era of.
They were great.
You're
great. Excellent. Yeah, I am vintage. How much Chitra do you guys do?
Dude, ACK is my jam.
ACK is my jam.
He has a lot of jams.
ABCD is all I can do. Does that help?
Yeah, no, but yeah, for sure. ACK Tinkle, man. What a classic.
Tinkle, yes.
Tinkle was...
Uncle Pie. Yeah.
Was kosher train reading. It was like you have to do it.
Yeah, sort of. Okay, good enough.
Yeah.
Still there in my time, so I can empathize to some extent. But what about the smaller guys? What do you think of Green Lantern? I used to like Green Lantern also.
They're not small anymore. Movie was crap.
The movie was shite.
Yeah.
It was... it was bad. I love Green Lantern because it's not one guy.
Is great again, yeah.
It's not one guy. It's the whole core of people.
Right, exactly. And the power coming from that.
The ring, yeah.
It's tricky. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it done well yet, but I'm hopeful. I mean, because like it came out in the time when like people were still hadn't figured out comic book movies yet.
No, and Ryan Reynolds was a bad part of it was a bad casting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's too much. What about Green Arrow, or Arrow as they call it?
No, he's Green Arrow again.
Yeah, now he's Green Arrow.
He's back to Green
This
Arrow.
season he's Green Arrow.
Yeah. Too much drama?
Too serious for a very young network.
But the Flash, on the other hand, I enjoy.
I really
like the Flash.
I love the Flash.
The Flash, I've done takeoffs of the Flash on TV.
We love the Flash.
We have an Indian version called the Flash, which we do.
No.
Where this fat guy is the Indian Flash, and he takes a long time to get there. But I can imagine.
Fattest?
No, he doesn't even claim to be. His visiting card is 9 to 5. I don't work after that. Different guy. But I like the Flash.
Oh, great! This is so good. You're well in, by the way.
I'm a comic guy. I don't know what happens now, but I can tell you, growing up, I read a lot. I was a reader.
No, and you're
up to it.
You're doing well.
Till I found porn, it was all this. So it's like 17 years. Was it 21? I don't know. Times were different in those days. Yeah. What about Asterix and Obelix?
Oh, I love
big fan.
Love Tintin, of course.
I think a lot of kids in India, I think, grew up like.
I think
reading
Tintin and Asterix might have been arguably the two biggest.
Let me test. Vital Statistics is who?
Obviously, he's the chief.
No, Mr. Guha.
Sorry, man.
Unhygienics is who?
He's the fishmonger.
It's been way too long.
What the hell, yaar?
It's been way too long.
I'm replacing him on the show. What the hell? But those are my favorites. All-time favorite is Asterix, I think. I just love some of the setups, The best part is that actually the Romans, overran Europe, right?
Yeah.
But the best part is they create this village where the Romans are scared to enter. I mean, it's just so funny.
It's a great
concept.
conceit.
And when the new recruits come, they're full of bluster to catch these French guys, the Gauls.
Are they still writing new ones?
No.
Didn't one of them die? I think Goscinny died.
Goscinny died. So Uderzo wrote 2 or 3, and then that's it. But it wasn't the same. I mean, the thought process is like Lennon without McCartney, and there's something missing. So
even the art was just impeccable.
It was such a great style.
I love the thin legs of all the Centurions.
Amazing.
The
gladiator.
Everywhere.
Did you see the movie?
A bit racist here. I've seen a lot of them. The cartoons, the movie as well.
The live action.
Gerard Depardieu as Obelix. Yeah, but it doesn't, it works better in your head in the comic, man.
The thing is, I know that I've seen the movie. I can't remember what it was like.
No, but
it was so long ago.
If you read the Asterix from start to finish, then that stays in your head. So the movie's impression is always less. This is what I feel. You must have read it 10 times.
And always casting live action is always like, it's weird, doing it live
Can't be the imagination, techno fakes. Can't be the imagination.
Did you see the Tintin movie?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Nice. I wish that Captain Haddock had a little bit more because he was fantastic.
He was the best. Andy Serkis, so good.
So
I think casting was on. I don't know what
is the next one happening?
I don't know.
They ended it with
CGI, motion capture, basically.
It's a bit like how our actors perform. There's the woodenness that's there.
We take one still at a time.
One frame.
Might as well slap with the open hand while we can.
Speaking of Bollywood,
yes.
Shaktiman. No, Krish. I was going to talk about how Bollywood has delayed the Force Awakens from release.
Is that true?
It is true. It's completely true.
Because we're worried about Bajirao Mastani crashing. But do you think really the Star Wars would have taken it out of the theatre?
I don't know if it's taken out of the theatre, but we are the only country which is 1 week late. One whole week late. Because of 2 Bollywood films.
God, if those were my periods, I mean...
Oof. And it's not even good movies.
That's subjective. The point is...
It's not subjective. That's my opinion.
That's a monopolistic... No, a monopolistic tendency which is scary. I mean, honestly, why do Big Brother's coming with Star Wars? More special effects, better horses? What's the problem?
I was just really upset. And you know what the problem is? That now Star Wars, with this new franchise that they're doing, is going to have one movie released in December every single year. And I'm just wondering, are we always going to watch it one
Because
week
you
late?
will, because you'll have a big actors release in that same period. Yeah. Christmas is big, New Year's is big, Jan is big. These are all big months.
That's terrible.
We have to leave India. There's
what do we
no
do?
other choice. We have to
we
go now.
leave, right?
But they are going to be putting it out in like several languages.
Can one of you fly? Don't tell me we're all Robin here.
We read.
Are we Robin?
I'd be lucky.
And now who's hating on Superman?
Damn you.
I'd be lucky if I was.
Listen, I always empathize with the other big, of course, not comics, the books. Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan.
Yeah, Tarzan.
Which I know
You saw the
inside
trailer?
out. Which Tarzan?
There's a new Tarzan
playing
trailer.
Tarzan? See, I'm very touchy. I like Johnny Westmuller way back in the 40s.
Oh, the guy who's the
swimmer, 100 meters champion,
of course.
yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer for the new.
It's
awesome.
freestyle.
It's great.
Yeah.
It looks great.
58 seconds.
Did you watch the Disney movie?
I've watched lots of versions, over the years.
Yeah.
But I still like the books.
Yeah, books are good.
Yeah, and the great thing about the way he does books, his writing, is a bit like that Tarantino style of filmmaking where he goes from one to another. So when Numa the lion turns around and raises his paws, and Tarzan's knife doesn't come out of the sheath, and he stops there.
What a guy.
And then he goes to something else. And then he picks up the action later. So it's a beautifully written.
Oh, it's like...
he was my closest friend, man. I love the guy. I thought I was Tarzan for so long until I realized that male boobs isn't a good thing.
Yeah, good
You can walk around with your shirt off in India. It doesn't look good. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Tarzan in India would have been terrible. Traffic jams, pollution, strikes.
But I mean, we did have the Jungle Book in India.
To like jump over.
No, we've had versions, by the way, in Hindi films which are really bad.
No, Tarzan.
Surprise there.
Oh God, I cannot tell you.
No, but the Jungle Book is set in India, so.
Yeah, well, that's lovely. Rudyard Kipling. I can read that.
That's
all
also
day.
coming out.
Yeah,
pretty
two
soon.
movies.
When Chill the
two
Night
versions.
brings home the kite that Nang the Bat sets free, the herd are tied in Byron Hut and loose till dawn are we. This is the hour of pride and power of talent, tush and claw. Oh, hear the call, good hunting all that keep the jungle law.
Wow.
Rudyard Kipling. Who's the f***ing geek, boys? Who's the mother***ing geek?
Well done. Yeah, you won this round.
There you go.
That's only because we're talking about something you know.
Yeah, just being nice.
We're being really nice.
Hey, you're treating me like you're my NGO now, huh? I'll help the old man get through the comics. He's still on Flash. But isn't it great that Flash is revived? Because I thought Flash is one of the dead heroes in the sense of not getting enough mileage over the years.
I think it's basically also in the comics. In the comics, there was the main Flash, who was Barry Allen.
Yeah.
He was killed off like in the 90s. And
Why?
Then because they wanted to give it to Wally West, who was a new Flash. And then they did a new series, which was by like all the really good writers in Marvel. That's what they bring back, like people like Green Lantern. They brought back Flash in this comic called Flash Rebirth.
Yeah.
And after that, he's got so much power that they've decided to kind of take it forward on television
Here's the
movies
thing.
as well.
My daughter's 8, my son's 13, my dad is 76, and I'm 44. We all like Flash.
Hey.
How can you beat that? And we have all different tastes and different personalities.
That's great.
I think everyone likes Flash because
Flash, I think, has hit the mark as far as I'm
absolutely.
concerned.
on that network for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
See, and it's the right character to be on that network because, like, if you look at, so the thing is, Arrow is
too much.
It's too much. It's
too dark.
It's
Soap opera.
you can't-
Soap opera.
so-
Yeah.
No, and the thing
It's
is, you
kind of
can't become
Batman-esque
too dark
right,
because
right.
the network is too young.
Yeah.
And
Not
Flash
CW.
himself, kind of in a Spidey way, is youthful and he's not too
They've
down
got the
on
balance
himself.
between the human drama and the superhero. The balance is important.
Absolutely. It's
and I
very-
think with
it's
Dark,
believable,
we're okay with Batman, but we can't have another one.
Yeah.
It won't
No,
work.
there's Daredevil, who's actually the Batman of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
And Daredevil's great.
Yeah.
He's superb. I just
Actually,
think
Iron
he's-
Man is also the Batman of the Marvel Universe, but
only
they
in the
didn't
comics.
take him that way. They didn't take him that
Only
way. In the
Iron-
movies.
yeah.
They
In
could have
the
made him.
comics.
They could have made him like a
But
drunk
you know what?
alcoholic.
But they use the world's finest actor, Robert Downey Jr. Think about that and put him in a suit. You'd cover him up. This guy's the best there is.
He's a good actor.
He's fantastic.
He's killed it.
I like
But
it.
that's the thing. They've cast everybody who wants to just be in there. Like them. Like Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man in the same way that
I would
Iron Man
think
is Robert Downey
a younger
Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. would have been a great Spider-Man. He'd have got the irreverence down to a
I think Paul
routine.
Rudd would have been a great Spider-Man. The guy who played Ant-Man. Young Paul Rudd. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
I would like a smart mouth. It has to be a smart mouth.
Yeah, so Paul Rudd
You can't have a smart
is
mouth.
definitely a smart ass.
You can have the smart mouth in your head. Yeah. You know who would make a great one? Jason Alexander.
Hey, what if we...
You know Jason Alexander is on Seinfeld?
From Seinfeld.
Yeah, I would like him to play Spy.
should play Dr.
He's always
Octopus.
pontificating about nothing. He represents
true.
New York in many ways.
When he rants,
he rants. He's a ranter.
Yeah, he is,
The rant is
actually.
important. Now, you're looking at physique and you'll see this is like racism. Look into physique.
That's
and,
really not racism at all.
don't do that. No, come on. We're going to, black this and gay that and blue this and child that. And I mean, let's open our horizons.
Let's draw the line somewhere.
I've seen a movie called Avatar. My daughter kept asking me why they blue.
Pocahontas, you mean?
And so racism, I mean, that's racism.
Yeah, my
if
God,
you find
it's-
that a problem, if you're not happy with the fact that they're blue, they're blue. And as my friend Raul Bose told us about his father, when we were listening to jazz, Raul, I don't know, you like the blue,
Oh my god.
The joke being the blues.
Yeah, I got it. Yes.
And you're being all the, singular plural thing,
both.
And the one gender thing. All right, have we covered everything here? I'm sorry, you haven't talked about the show. Please talk about the show for 2 minutes.
So this is basically what the show is. We just talk about stuff like this.
Do people come on the show?
We haven't got people yet.
We haven't got people yet, but we definitely are looking to get guests to come on. And
people who know more stuff about some stuff.
Contribute to the conversation. Because the thing is, we will never claim to be experts and know every little nuanced detail about it. But what we want is for people that are geeks, that like science fiction, fantasy, that are in India, to come out of the cracks and sort of have a place to vent and give their rants.
If we were doing a Tarzan episode, you'd be there on it.
What about cartoon porn? Is that?
I'm sure that's something we will tackle in the future.
Because we should not leave out markets.
Not even cartoon porn. I definitely want to talk
cartoon porn. I mean myself. Go on.
I definitely want to talk about the fact that there are now so many porn parodies that come out on the same day as release of the film. There's already Force Awakens. There's a Force Awakens actually
Star Wars in the end.
The biggest the biggest budget for a porn movie ever was the Star Wars parody that came out 3 years ago.
Oh.
And it is so nuanced.
With William Shatner from Star Trek in the lead.
It's
just to
crazy,
give it to them. In more ways than one.
There you go,
There are references in there that clearly the guy, the director or the writer, had to look at every single script.
We're just looking at all the puns we can do in there. But you're ranting away.
This is a true geek, though.
He's a true intelligentsia from the fraternity. And we're the bad boys in the back of the class. Sorry, true. Okay, let's get back to India for a second. I know, because ultimately we have to localize things. We are doing a podcast from here. So what happens to Indian comics? You have these comic cons, we've all attended them, we've all looked at them. There's a growing market, I accept that, but we're still very West-oriented.
Absolutely.
I agree.
So what's happening here? Is there going to be an Indian, growth of huge,
well, if you think about it, just from a very, very superficial way of looking at it, the biggest films in the world today are movies like Avengers, the biggest shows are Game of Thrones. We're already seeing movies in India being adapted to things like Game of Thrones. So I think it takes one really daring kind of
producer. All these years, not even Bahadur to some extent, but I don't think anyone has really been big enough to hold its own against Marvel.
I agree. And I think that's what it takes one. It'll take one. Like how Lord of the Rings kind of changed the fantasy kind of element across
that's because a lot of us Indians look like people from Lord of the Rings, so you can understand the.
Are you talking the height or the?
No, let's look at it. I still have to say that don't point.
but yeah,
just look out of the window. Yeah.
There was a
Bahubali, which we saw. We covered it for Geekfruit.
How do you rate Bahubali?
It was not bad.
I haven't read it. I mean,
I saw it.
The film.
Yeah, the film. Yeah.
You didn't look at it. You didn't watch it.
No. So I went for it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's thoroughly inspired by movies like Troy or Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. And I'm just thinking that it just takes one really smart producer to kind of make a slightly
and change
original.
This.
Yeah, just change it. Just make something original from here. I'm still really fried with all the kind of mythological things that we have.
I have a couple of Indian characters that I would. Sorry,
hit me. No, go for it.
Just tell me if it works. But this is because I think
clearly you've been thinking about this.
I think Stanley with Spider-Man, he got his New York right. Okay,
right.
He personifies New York in many ways. The struggle, the walk, the in your face, but not really got anything going for him. Yeah. All that. So I want to do a Mumbaikar superhero.
Of course,
and my guy,
that for sure.
Put your hands together and clap. My guy is called Traffic Man, and wherever there's traffic, he's there. You guys don't.
How does he do it?
How does he do
it? See, I can't reveal all the ways, but his powers are he can almost like parting the rivers and the oceans and all that. He can move the cars.
From land.
He can move the cars. He can heal the craters. He can remove the politician with the bodyguards from the car and put them upside down on a street light, and you can all look at him as he passes.
That's useful.
So all your angst will come out.
Can there be a flyover man who just builds flyovers?
You know what?
Spontaneously is the key word here.
I missed that. I'm going to take that down. Jyoti, write this down, please. We need this. We need flyover man. Because flyover man, and we also need chief guest man. Because if the flower is complete, someone has to inaugurate it or we can't use it.
Oh no, but we have plenty of those. We have plenty of people to arrive when the job is done.
They say stuck in traffic. So then you need traffic man all over again.
But I was stuck in traffic.
If there was a new flyover, why are they stuck in traffic?
Because nobody's allowed to use it. There's access, or it's one way, or there's something wrong, or a biker died in the middle. God rest his soul.
That's why Jishnu was late today.
That's why I was late.
He was in a traffic jam.
There was an accident and...
What exactly happened?
It was too far away
from me to see.
Take us through it. It was too far away for me to see?
Yeah.
I had to turn around and be like, oh, screw this.
You're the villain. You don't care, man. That's a different guy altogether.
Indifference man. Oh my god.
Or rich man in Lexus who spits, man. That's I got lots of villains. Yeah. But I hate Biker Man. Biker Man I kill. He's my arch villain. I have to destroy him.
Why?
Like loud bike.
The rickshaws of North Mumbai and the bikers of South Mumbai are the two parasites that feed on all of us.
I live in Andheri.
They don't believe
and
in rules.
rickshaws are the lifeblood.
Yeah, being in a rickshaw is amazing.
Yeah, that's different. That's like doing a treadmill without running. That's different. All right, especially if you're 94 kilos.
The rickshaws would be like the Suicide Squad. They'd be like the villains who are the good guys.
They got nothing to lose. They're like a small guy complex, like the bull terrier who wants to take you on, even if you're a Great Dane. He just it's always in your face.
Sometimes they win.
The bikes do the same thing. They just drive right anywhere on the pavement over your children, whatever they want.
What's the kryptonite to traffic man?
But right now he's up against it. So I don't want to give any weakness. But you're right. We have to show that he's fallible. So I'm saying that he's left-handed. How's that? He's left-handed. Not enough? He's communist.
Whoa.
He's with the Kong. Come on, I'm open to ideas, guys. You're the experts.
I think you're open to one singular path of ideas.
I don't take away my traffic man, alright? I want my traffic man. Of course, in Delhi, he's influential, man. It's different, totally. My father, very famous. Totally different hero. Yeah. So that's it. I think we have to Indianize. Then we'll get it right if we do that.
I think not.
Lost the market once again. All right, we've almost come to the end of the show, but we have the EMA coming up. But it's called the Geekfruit, and you must watch it and not watch it.
Well, we have a number of things. Like we have a website, we have the podcast now, which is out. We have an editorial also on the website.
Is there like a club where people can sort of join in?
We're trying to see
to eventually
how we can do that.
How do you monetize it, guys?
Well, it's not about money all the time.
Let's bring in my Gujarati friend. Amit! Amit! Okay, we'll take the AMAs. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. Stay where you are. It's Geekfruit, and they're two young men, Jishnu and Tejas, and no, they don't play guitar. Oh, we didn't talk about the music, so when we come back.
Cyrus says, ask me anything. If you want Cyrus to answer your questions on air, send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com. If you send us a link to a sound file on SoundCloud, we'll even play you asking the question in your own voice. And that's what Cyrus says.
And here on the AMA, I'm joined by May, who rhymes with the AMA, by the way. And I've got the question, don't worry, I'm known as Traffic Man on this special show with the Geekfruit.
I think all of us in there are in love with Traffic Man.
Yeah?
I think he's the best. He's
the empathy level, everywhere they're saying, do it for me, Traffic Man, kill the cop, whatever.
Yeah, no, can Traffic Man just like pick me up and take me out of traffic? Like, I'd love to be a damsel in distress of Traffic Man.
What's his uniform like? Is he like a boisterously loud animated character, or is he like Batman, like you just don't see him, he comes in and leaves?
No,
I want him to be yellow, and that's because I want him to be like the amber.
Like Banana Man?
Neither
Yellow
green
like traffic light.
Banana Man.
He's orange. Yeah, well, that's another character altogether. He doesn't have the same power.
He should be saffron, so he's like the Indian flag.
Well, for now that will work. But then if they lose the election, then what do I do with him?
That's also true.
Like, abandoned 8 countries. All right, EMA time. May, first question, music. We're told that these two gentlemen are experts with the music form, and that this whole geek thing is, well, you know, while you have your sexual dig. Ladies and gentlemen, Jishnu will now tell us about music and which is his favorite organ, and your time starts now.
My favorite organ is
just a bad joke. Keep going, brother.
Well, no, yeah, we both play music as well, professionally. Actually, Tejas is my manager, and I'm actually a guitar player in Tejas's band.
Are you the lead guitar?
Yes, he is the lead guitarist in my band.
Wow, so he's the big gun.
He is the big gun, yeah.
And you are
his songs.
Okay, so he's a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Singer-songwriter, lead guitarist, and you also double up as manager.
Yeah. So I'm his manager because he's just started his solo project, and so
we're both singer-songwriters.
Well, okay,
I play lead guitar in his singer-songwriting project, and he manages my singer-songwriting. It's very incestuous.
How many more people in the band?
There are 5 of us totally in the band.
Okay, the other 3 don't count. It's all about you two.
By the way, I'm gonna plug massively, but Tejas was on my podcast. Please go to Made in India and listen to Tejas'
Why would you bring that up now?
Why not?
What shameless advertising?
Completely irrelevant to everything.
Sorry.
We were talking about Traffic Man.
It's about pretty commercial interest.
Far into that.
Okay, so this is terrible to ask someone to sing in line with your brothers. We're not going to do that, are you?
Well, no, I think we'll save it for another time.
Is it like, so original songs, can you...
Sorry?
Can you give us 4 lines? Just, you know,
of a song?
Of a song you wrote.
Should I say the lyrics?
Just
I'm not going to sing it.
Do a Morrison. Just talk.
Oh God, this is terrible.
The lament. Do the lament.
Oh, gosh.
America, pray for my...
You're putting me on the spot. Oh God, I don't actually. I'm not very good at remembering.
Well, I call Anu Malik and he did it in 1 second. Oh bloody, oh blada, oh bladu, what to do?
I'm pretty sure that's a song by some other band.
You know, oh bloody,
I'm not entirely sure.
That was by some other band. When it becomes oh bladu, it's Anu Malik.
Yeah, that's true.
Changes. Yeah. Okay, take a little while.
Yeah,
okay, we'll move on. While you just go on your phone, get your lyrics right. What about you, Jishnu? Anything that you wrote that you'd like to share with us?
Would you like to be on Made in India?
Yeah.
Again.
Yes.
He's also a singer-songwriter.
I know, so just
Did you not follow? We're all singer-songwriters here.
Yeah, Cyrus' project is great as well.
Can sing? Why don't you sing 3 lines from one of your songs?
Let's have this
I wrote the song. I don't know if you heard it. It goes, in China we do it with chili. It goes like this. Ay, 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 ay. In China we do it with chili. The chili was hot in God knows for what. In India we do it with mirchi. Come on. Shall we all try it together?
It's so singable.
Come on,
gosh.
It's catchy. It's catchy,
It's
man.
Elito Lindo. You know your music? Come on.
Yeah, of course.
Ay, 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 ay. In China we do it with chili. The chili was hot in God knows for what. In India we do it with mirchi.
It's like a hit song.
You guys with your sarcasm.
It's got that
Won't
mulliness
stop
to it.
me.
Are you kidding me?
Won't stop
Have
me.
you been on Made's podcast?
Can you do that for like another...
This is the reason why I'm not allowed. There's a certain standard that they want to maintain. All right, but we have one last AMA question. What is the future for Geeks?
Oh,
This comes from
very
Jai
bright.
Prasad, a
Very
friend of
bright.
ours.
Very, very, very.
Because I think now Geeks have
Suddenly
come out
become
of the
mainstream, is it?
Yeah.
I think here's the difference. Come out of the closet.
Yeah, sure.
Even when we were in school and we were kids, you would get beat up in school for being a geek and like saying that you like comic books and stuff.
Or at least you'd be chastised.
Or at least, you'd be
We're not
shunned
in
for it.
Harlem, you're in Bandra. What the hell are you talking about?
Can I tell you something? I think it was far easier for women though. When I was a total geek, and and it was never. They were like, "Oh my god, you're so cool! You like these weird bands." I still love the Ace Ventura soundtrack when I was in it was my favorite, and Spawn, the comic.
Oh my god, Image Comics, some of the best.
Thank you. So I was a
very adult, by the way.
Yeah, very. But I was quite a geek, but like it was like also like, oh my god,
wow, you read Spawn? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we can bond over other things.
It's strange. I saw the movie and then I read the comic.
Yeah, the movie's it's such an underrated cult
and
classic.
The best soundtrack.
Yeah, but all said and done, one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. No, sorry, that's Greek. That's Greek. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting where we are. All right, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much. Now, everybody sing a song. Mary had a little lamb.
I was so ready to say China Chili.
You don't know the words. You have no right, no respect for the music.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions of the IndusVox Media Network or any of our show advertisers or sponsors. No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast, obviously.
All right, if you've listened to the show called Cyrus Says and you want your money back, let me tell you, that can't be done right now. But we can make you feel better if you listen to Made in India. That's M-A-E-D, Made in India, with May. There's no D in May. Although, maybe one day. Check it out on ivmpodcast.com.